I come out here into these woods a lot when life feels heavy. There's something about walking these trails that reminds me of where I've been. Out here it's quiet. You can hear your own footsteps, the wind in the trees, your own breathing. And that quiet, it takes me back to the darkest season of my life. I remember the exact moment in my life that it shattered. It wasn't just one thing, it was everything, all at once. A domino effect of failures that left me standing in the wreckage of a life I thought I'd built so carefully. One minute you're following the map, the next the map is on fire, and all you've got left is the smoke. There's a special kind of quiet that comes after you hit rock bottom. It's the sound of shame pressing down on your chest. The endless replays of what ifs and should haves. You don't just lose things, a job, a relationship, your savings. You lose your story. The narrative you told yourself about who you were and where you were headed, it's just gone. And all you're left with is a blank, terrifying page. If you're there right now, in that darkness, this is for you. This isn't a lecture from someone who has it all figured out. This is from a fellow survivor. I want to share the steps that help me not just climb out, but find purpose on the other side. Step 1, get back to basics. When I was at my lowest, I couldn't think in years or months. I could barely think in minutes. I couldn't rebuild my life. I could barely rebuild a day. So I went back to the basics: food, water, sleep, and hygiene. For weeks in rehab, my biggest accomplishment was making my bed. It sounds small, but it was proof that even in chaos, I could create a little bit of order. Don't underestimate those little victories. Right now, your job isn't to figure out the next 10 years. It's just to take care of yourself, enough to survive today. That's the foundation that everything else gets built on. Step 2, you got to acknowledge reality and surrender the fight. The real turning point for me came when I stopped pretending that I could fix everything by myself. My bottom was a detox bed, shaking, broken, angry. In desperation, I finally surrendered. I cried out to a power greater than myself, not even knowing exactly who or what I was talking to, just knowing I couldn't do it alone anymore. I picked up the Gideon's Bible from the nightstand, and the words on those pages felt like they were just reaching straight across time and space just for me. And that moment of surrender, of admitting my power wasn't enough, was the first step forward. Maybe for you, that's God. Maybe it's the universe. Maybe it's the wisdom of those who came before. What matters is letting go of the fight that you can't win, so you can start building with the strength that you can find. Step 3, break the silence and find your people. Shame thrives in silence, and I wanted to hide. But when I finally stepped into a support group, everything changed. I was terrified walking through that door the first time, but instead of judgment, I found people who got it. They had been where I was. They carried the same scars, and they didn't flinch when I shared mine. That room saved my life. Their stories reminded me I wasn't uniquely broken, and in their acceptance, I found hope. Don't go through this alone. Find your people, whether it's therapy, church, recovery groups, or just a single friend who can listen. We heal in community, not isolation. Step 4, practice self-forgiveness. When you hit bottom, your own mind can be your biggest enemy. I carried so much regret of the things I did, people I hurt, years that I wasted. But beating myself up didn't change the past, it just chained me to it. I had to learn how to give myself the same grace that I would give someone else. If a friend came to me broken, I wouldn't tear them apart. I'd remind them they're still worthy of healing. So I started talking to myself the same way. Forgiveness isn't about excusing your mistakes. It's about believing your mistakes don't have to define your future. Step 5, rediscover yourself through action. After my collapse, I wasted so much time trying to chase the old me. But the truth is, he was gone, and that was okay. Rock bottom wasn't the end, it was a reset. I started small, picking up old hobbies, going for walks in nature, playing video games I played as a kid. But then I tried new things, reading books and volunteering, reconnecting with people who would build me up instead of tearing me down. Each step that I took gave me a little piece of myself back. One of the most powerful shifts came when I stopped asking, how do I fix my life? And started asking, how can I help someone else? Purpose has a way of finding you when you pour yourself into others. Step 6, and my final step, you got to create a vision for your next chapter. Once I had some stability, I finally let myself dream again. Not a rigid 5-year plan, just a vision. What kind of person did I want to be a year from now? What kind of people did I want around me in my life? What values did I want guiding me? I wrote it down, I prayed over it, I kept it close, and slowly, step by step, I started making choices that lined up with that vision. Your vision becomes your North Star. When that road gets foggy, just like these woods are this morning, and it will, you can look at it and remind yourself what you're building toward. So in conclusion, when I walk out here in these woods today, I don't just hear quiet anymore. I hear peace. I hear life. I hear the reminder that rock bottom wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of a new one. And if you're in that dark place right now, I need you to hear me. This is not your identity. It's not your ending. It's your origin story. The cracks that you carry are the very places where the light can shine through. Your story isn't over. It's just beginning. Hey, if this video encouraged you at all, or you found anything useful, then please hit subscribe so that I can get this message out there to the people that need it the most. I know what it's like to be at rock bottom and to not think that I was going to make it to the end of the day, to not even know if I wanted to make it to the end of the day. But then I also know what it's like to be in shock and awe at how amazing life can get. And I don't want anyone to give up before they get to figure that out for themselves. So if you're struggling right now, please leave it in the comments down below so I can pray for you and so that other people can see it and see that they're not alone and you're not alone either. We're in this fight together. We can and will beat this. I'll be back very soon with another video of encouragement, more helpful tips. So until then, remember, you are loved and you are worthy of healing. Don't give up. Hope is closer than you think.